Hello my friends and welcome to episode 16 of our Football Manager 2021 Let's Play with Rangers. Today we are going to take on both legs of the Europa League first knockout round against Atlanta. This is looking like a tough Europa League. I'm just looking down the list. You know, you've got Bilbao, Besiktas, Monaco, Gladbach, Kiev, Bayern, Napoli, PSG, Lazio, Shakhtar. Wow. I was thinking Atlanta was one of the harder draws. This might be one of the easier draws. Wow, I won this in the beta. Now, granted, I had a bit of luck, but the last, this stage looked nothing like this. This is ridiculous. This is the first knockout round. You got Bayern and PSG in here, two teams that should be going for the Champions League. Monaco probably a Champions League team. Napoli, Bilbao. Besiktas probably about this level, but a good team for this level. Gladbach's probably a Champions League team. Calling a good team for this level. Shakhtar a Champions League team. This is the toughest I have ever seen this. We're going to do well to go far in this competition. We really will. I mean, this is a tough draw, Atlanta in itself. We can't underestimate these. Since the last episode, we have had a January transfer window, so we've got to go through that. We've got to go through all the results. So, while I am in awe of the task ahead of us, we're going to skip ahead. Now, we did have one big out, and it was the one that I said we would need to replace, Borna Barisic. So Lee Jonas went out, he is one of our new young lads. James Sweet went out, another one of our new young lads. Niko Katic asked for a loan, we got him one. Borna Barisic away to Barcelona. Worked out turning down that bid from Liverpool. In the end, we ended up getting more money. There was also a bid from Real Madrid that was slightly less than this. I'd already accepted it, and I knew he preferred the Barcelona move, so I kind of just let him go to make the decision himself. It was about £1 million difference in truth. The 14 million add-ons for Connor Goldson also got triggered, so they had an extra £14 million coming in. That was for 20 league appearances, so Connor Goldson is now a £51 million sale, just to clarify. Money in the bank, so we'll go through that as well. And then Divine on loan, Matthew Henderson away. How's he ended up at... Now, he wasn't that great. He must have been on a youth contract. Ryan Jack, he's away for a bit less than what I wanted to. He's away for 9.5, rising up to 12 million to Korea. He was valued at about 14 million, but me and Jack were having some issues. And I didn't think he was going to get as much game time. Now, you're going to see that we have brought in a fair bit of midfielders now. As I said, we failed to replace Borna Barisic. John McLaughlin away at QPR for 53,000. His contract was up at the end of the season. They agreed a pre-contract, and I just went, you know what, we'll sell him now, get him off the wage bill. So 53k it was. Very frustrating. We had a £1.2 million bid that he rejected in the summer, so it's cost us about £1 million. But hey ho, and then another couple of loans, including Eric Flowry going to Inverness literally today. So we've covered off all these young lads. I covered them in the last episode. So if you want to go and have a look at them properly, I would go and have a look at them. Last episode, it's right at the end, after the Motherwell game. So the two signings that we did make are both happen to be midfielders. Now we've lost Billy Gilmore. He broke his leg. He played a reserve game that I didn't actually remember giving him permission to play in, but he played a reserve game, broke his leg. Chelsea had called him. He was out for the season anyway, so it works out best probably for all parties involved. So we went, and Lewis Ferguson was on the loan list. I gave him a quick scout, and I seen what Aberdeen were wanting for him. They wanted about 1.8 to 3 million, and I thought, you know what, that's what I would happy to pay Aberdeen. Let's go get him. He doesn't look as good. I think that year of not playing a single game at Arsenal has really held him up a bit. But for 2.4 million rather, I think he's a very, very good deal. And then on deadline day, Charles Lena, one of the many players that I've been monitoring from Barcelona. Now, obviously, I have some inside knowledge of Barcelona because we managed there in the beta. But Charles Lena, obviously one of the more well-known ones, and was transfer listed for about 5.5 million, but he wanted big wages, so I negotiated with Barcelona a little bit extra fee, which was 7.25 million with some add-ons up to 8.25 for Charles Elena. But they are paying in return 25 grand of his wages for the duration of his contract. Now, I double checked that because sometimes this can cause issues. When you buy a player, if his contract isn't that long, he will only sign that contract. His contract with Barcelona was till 2026. So I scouted all that out before I even made a bid. So he's contracted here till 2025. and Barcelona will be paying him an extra 20 grand a week. Even if he has no club after that contract, he will still get 20 grand a week from Barcelona. So, he's got a pretty secure place. It puts him about 40 grand a week now. That was less than what my scout reports were saying. It's less than when I'd done the Ask Agent availability. So we've actually got it less than what I was expecting under that basis. But he was delighted to come. He instantly got a work permit. Same day, it was transfer deadline day, as I said, and that was the risk. But delighted to get Charles Alena in. We does have a bid in for a left back to replace Borna Barisic now. It was Josh Tymon, not the same level. Fortunately, his contract was up at the end of the season. Lots of teams were interested on that basis, and one of them triggered that. Unfortunately, he accepted that, but he didn't accept that until deadline day, which meant that I really had no backup options in terms of a quick go out, buy, get him in. He said he was very interested. I was his preferred club, blah blah blah. I probably was a bit complacent with it. So the one player that I said we needed to replace, we didn't replace. We lost Jack, we replaced him with two. Well, we lost Gilmore as well, of course. So we've spent about £10 million plus all the money on the young talent. Bank account wise, our transfer budget is £80 million, about just under 10% of where about 8% of where we want that big target to be. Overall balance about £150 million. So we're sitting very, very nice. Wage budget increasing again because of the big sales now. That should hopefully decrease. If not, I will be decreasing next season because I don't want to balloon this wage budget because that would affect, the overalls. And the more that players see this, the more they're going to think, oh, we can go to Rangers and get big money, which then holds us up a bit. So I'm trying to be very, very strict with the wage bill, which is why I negotiated with Barcelona having that clause in there. It's why, I think one of the other options that we had was Junior Firpo for 15 million to replace Barisic. I didn't go for him. He went to Napoli in the end because his wages would have started, this knock-on effect of, well, he's on 60 grand a week, so I want 60. Right now, our wages are capping out at 39,000. This is the highest point that I want it to be for a good couple of years. We're developing youngsters, we're bringing players through, etc, etc. We're doing our best. But if we let these wage bills explode, it will be much, much harder. As I've just clicked on something and I didn't mean to do that. What I wanted to do was click here, general info again, and back into position. And since the last episode, which was Motherwell, the 6-0 drubbing of Motherwell, we have played several games. As you see, it's all green. We beat Kilmarnock, Hamilton 4-1. Ryan Kent with a brace, Stephen Kelly and Antonio Marin continue his score sheet. We beat PSG in a bounce game just to get a bit of friendly update. Requested it, and I just thought, why not? It's probably a good game to have. Albion Rovers were next up. We played a fairly rotated side for this game. Mohamed Daramy with a brace, Kai Kennedy scoring and Ryan Kent scoring. They had a player sent off in the 49th minute. We'd taken our foot well off the gas by then. We then played Kilmarnock. We won 4-1. Kent with a brace again. Kennedy and Holzick also scoring there. Hearts then played and Daramy played and scored a hat-trick. Jans Hadji getting the other goal. Mikael Miller getting a consolation for them. Before we played Celtic, Ryan Kent and Adam Holzick on the score sheet in a game that we dominated. 2-0 was very flattering for them on that occasion. We then played Aberdeen, and another flattering result for the opposition. A 1-0 win against Aberdeen. St Mirren, somehow we went behind in this game. I've got no idea how. We'd missed a penalty, we'd been battering them, they scored. And then Charles Olena with his first goal for the club on his debut. With an absolute thunderbolt. Orsic came off the bench, scored, and Ryan Kent rallying it off to give us a 3-1 comfortable victory in the end. We then played St Johnstone, we won 3-0. Antonio Marin, Ryan Kent and Mislav Orsic with the goals. Before we played Dundee United, and again, as you can see, fitness is starting to become a big issue. We're not getting any breaks, and even between these two Atlanta games, we've got a very odd timed game against St Johnstone on a Monday night. Very bizarre scheduling from the SFA there, or the SPFL there. But we played Dundee United and we're starting to rotate at this point, starting to tire out. Mayer and Hadji with the goals. Leandro Fuchs getting a goal back for them. And then we played Ross County where we won 4-0. They had a man sent off. Needlessly, I would add. It was a second yellow card in the 94th minute. If I was a referee, I would have just gave him a warning and let him go, finish the game. But this referee decided against that and sent him off. But Edmondson scoring his first goal of the season, by the way. He's there to replace Connor Goldson, who scored 15 goals for us last season. and that's his first. Slightly concerning. We did have a lot of bids for him in the summer, all from West Ham, all for the exact same amount, which was not even close to his actual value, never mind the value that I'm wanting to sell him for. Mislav Orsic also on the score sheet, James Tavernier and Adam Holzik scoring in that game for Nap to give us that 4-0 victory. So let's get to Atlanta. I will see you pitch side. And here we are, the team that I have trusted to get us a result against Atlanta. We've got McCrory in goal, Tavernier, Edmundson, and Pandu, who's kind of forced himself into the team. Bassi, former Barcelona midfield pairing of Elena and Nico, Hagi, Mayer, Kent, and Holzik lining off the top four. We've got Woodman, Patterson, McKenna, Kennedy, Kamara, Orsic, and Kelly on the bench. I feel a wee bit sorry for Stephen Kelly because, he's pushed every bit of competition aside. And if we didn't sell Ryan Jack, I probably wouldn't have made the move for Charles Elena. But, became available, why not? And we're going to sell him for profit, guaranteed, at the end of the day. And that's how I have to look at most of the transfers we make. So I'm going to go and say I expect a good result or all the best, have fun. Didn't get a reaction. Not quite so good. Match preview. Here we go. As you said, there's how the team's lining up. It's looking good. And let's see their team now. They've obviously got a very good team. They've got Scott McTominay in there. Anyone else that I recognise? Alejandro Gomez, is that maybe one that I recognise? I'm not sure. We're kicking things off with Calvin Bassett and Nico. The one benefit of getting no left back in the summer, that's a mistake from them, and Adam Holzik pounces on it. He has been clinical in Europe. He's not even close to the top goal scorer in the league, but 24 goals. A lot of them have came in Europe, and a lot of them in the cups and stuff. He's proven his weight in gold, Adam Holzik, and I think with another season in our system and he really gets used to it, he will be absolutely phenomenal. And he's made for this kind of level. What was I saying? I was saying something before he scored that, and I've completely blanked on what it was. This is why I need to write things down, guys. Calvin Bassey, the benefit of not being able to get a replacement left back, it does mean that him and Maxwell will get that development. Now, Bassey could be a very good player. Now, I do see him, when I look at him, as more of a centre back. Now, that's kind of probably what he's supposed to do naturally. I was speaking to a Leicester fan who said that that's what he played for the under-21s now, the under-23s in England. Now, obviously, since he's came to Rangers, he's played every game bar one, I think, at left back because he's been back up for Borna, and that's how I seen him. And stat-wise, he probably is more of a centre back, to be honest. So I'm going to review him and maybe have a look. Kyle Semple, who was a left back, who I have trained as a centre back, is doing very well in the reserves. He's now labelled the next Richard Gough, as is Leon King. So very high standards for them to maintain. And he is also natural at centre back now, so I'm keeping an eye on him because I do have he has a lot of promise. He's another 4-star potential player. That's VAR, which means it's going to be disallowed. So overall, I think it's good in a way that Maxwell, who probably won't ever be a first choice left back, but much like Lewis May, that is onside game. Come on. But he'd be a very dependable backup. Is Adam Halls? I thought it was Ampandu. Adam Halls, but getting another one, making up for that disallowed goal. But yeah, so it is good in that sense. They'll get plenty of development. James Maxwell could prove himself to be a very, very good dependable backup in the future. Calvin Bassey could, cement his place as the number one left back in the club. Again, I can reassess this in the summer as we go through. Excuse me. We've obviously got a couple of other left backs in the youth team as well that are developing nicely. We've got Josh Doig, who I'm retraining as right back. I see him as more as a right back. He's right footed. Now, granted, you do get right footed left backs, you do get left footed right backs. It's not one that I think would work in our system. He has played there a couple of times for us, as has Nathan Patterson, and substituting fitness issues as Love Romero makes it 3-0. Good performance this. Excuse me. So we do have options there, I just think that it's probably not the most ideal situation, but we can make the best of a bad situation. We're miles ahead in the league. Celtic are dropping points left, right and centre just now. We've got a game in hand, maybe 2 games in hand, and I think we're still 16, 17 points clear in the league. I'll show you that at the end of this game, because I'll forget at the end of the second game, because we've got a game in between then against St Johnstone, as I said. So I'll try and remember and show you at the end of this game. If not, I'll show you at the end of the episode. But we're going well here, 3-0 up after half an hour. This is solid. Now, of course, away goals would be huge. And Scottish clubs don't have the best record in Italy, and we would still have to go to Italy. Nico, that is poor Nico. Now, neither of our 2 central midfielders are necessarily masters of the defensive art. It's going to VAR, so it should be disallowed by the ways of FM. That looked more offside to me than the Kent one. It is indeed offside, so no away goal yet against us. Scott McTominay who's passed it through, obviously a Scottish player, so one we should know fairly well. As McCrory will take the free kick to Nico, who lost the ball initially there. Mayer, what have I been calling him, Mayer or Mayer? I don't actually know. Yanis Hadji across for Kent. Excuse me, and he is going to avenge his disallowed goal. Do you know what? I've not had any issues with gas all day. I took a big drink, right enough, of Iron Brew between, the sort of snippets of recording the transfer window review and the fixtures and this, and it's just made me so gassy just now, guys. I'm really sorry. 4-0 up after 35 minutes. We're in good shape here. Not quite cruise control, because as I say, any away goals would give us a sweat in Italy. Our away form in Europe has not been great. So we do want to, that's going to be disallowed. We do want to get our job done as best we can here, and then go and put a good performance in Italy would be good. But as I said, away form in Europe has not been good this season. Only that single point against Ajax, which actually was probably our best performance away from home. And I do think, in hindsight, both of the other away games were harsh results, but there is a big home advantage this year on Football Manager. 3 goals disallowed in the first half. It's crazy. There is a very, very high amount of disallowed goals in Football Manager this year. But I don't even know if it's a bug, because it's nice to see that there is disallowed goals, because I feel like in past years there's maybe not been quite enough. So it's maybe just been one of those things that they've tweaked and over tweaked, as Mariano gives Ampandu, I think it was, the slip. Might have been Calvin Bassett, it's whipped across. McCrory equal to it. Young Robbie McCrory, he's demanded a new contract, and he demands to be the first choice goalkeeper, which kind of stopped me making a move for a goalkeeper in January. I could move him back down in the summer if one comes available. That's a great finish from Ilicic, to be honest. But I couldn't do it before then, kind of thing, once I had to give him that contract, and he was going to kick off about it. And for whatever reason, he's an influential member of the squad, so, let's just keep him happy, yeah? Every other one that's requested a contract I've managed to get sorted through. McGregor, Tavernier, and oddly Lewis Mail for one of them. And I think that was actually Tavernier who got influenced by Lewis Mail, which is a bit crazy. 4-1 at half time here, so let's keep it going. Fitnesses look okay. Elena maybe struggling a little bit. He's not had a huge amount of game time since coming, as I've tried to have him as fit as I can for this game, but he's not going to see it out. Nico also not the fittest. Now, he's had a lot of game time since returning. Charles Elena into Tavernier. Great ball for Hadji. Nico's another one that wants a new contract, by the way. I've had pre-concern warnings from my board. He's not came up to me yet about it, but it's not my board, my staff. I find it crazy that he's right. Granted, it was a decent loan spell. I think it calls it an unsuccessful loan spell. But he had 13 games for Valencia. He is only on $5,000 a week, but I find it crazy that he came back, played 4 games. I want a new contract. Is his sort of attitude. Oh my days, we're bringing this back. Right, I tell you what, let's get Stephen Kelly on there for Elena. Bring in one of the dependable guys. They are starting to dominate the ball a bit more. Right, so we'll bring on Glenn Kamara, another like for Nico. And we're going to have to go with Kai Kennedy on the right. I forgot to register Antonio Marin, who I probably would have done over Lewis Ferguson, to be honest. But Kai Kennedy can come on there for Hadji, who I didn't even realise picked up an injury. Tavernier whips it in. Ethan Ampandu whipped across. Mayer, what a block. What a block. We're 4-0 up and cruising at one point. I did say away goals could be an issue, and they've went and scored 2 of them, which is concerning, and we've not really had a shot for a while of any meaningful note. So they are definitely coming stronger into this game since that goal. Paslak into Patrick. Kelly, strong challenge from Stephen Kelly. Ryan Kent, another strong challenge, this time on Kent. Can he get there and press? He does well, Ryan Kent. He's got Holzik in the middle. He's got Kai Kennedy alongside. He's gone for the hat-trick. Put it wide. Tavernier to Kelly. Mayer gets it across for Glenn Kamara. Oh, he's lost it to Romero. Mariano. It's a decent ball over the top. Ed Munson equal to it. Good first time pass from Kent. Lovromaya. It's just waited too long. It's been a long time since we had a shot on target in the second half. Yeah, there we are. 1 now. It's going to finish 4-2. A poor second half from us. We did come stronger after their second goal. And the subs. Injury to Hadji is worrying though. Because as I say, Marin is not registered. So I'm going to go with the Jekyll and Hyde performance. Because that's exactly what it was. Now I need to remember to show you the league table, which is right here. So we've got a game in hand, and we are 3, 10, 13, plus 4, 17 points clear with a game in hand. As I said, they're dropping points left, right and centre. We've got St Johnstone next, and then we've got Atlanta, which we'll be back for. So I'll see you pitch side for Atlanta away. We are back between games. We beat St Johnstone 5-3, but that game came at a cost. Hadji got injured. Antonio Marin isn't registered for the Europa League, and it's kind of left us in a bit of a pickle because Kai Kennedy also picked up a knock. He has not recovered. Obviously that game was on Monday night. Now Young Coombe did play that game, but he is just about fit enough to start today. So he's had 1 game back since his injury, plus a couple of youth games and whatnot. And we're kind of having to throw him into the deep end. So the team that we've got McCrory, Tavernier, Edmondson, Ampandu, Bassey, Elena, Mayer, Nico, Young Coombs, Holzik and Kent. It's a strong team. It's not necessarily the team that I would have personally wanted for this game in terms of a couple of positions, but hey ho, I think it's the best team that we have as an option. Young Coombs got an assist and a goal, if I remember correctly, in that game against St Johnstone. I did record that a couple of hours ago and then I was tired, so I just went down, took a rest, and I'm recording again now, of course. But I'm pretty sure he had a goal and an assist in that game. I'm sure Kai Kennedy got a brace as well. I can't remember who else scored. Durami seemed to score 1 from memory, and maybe it was Marin actually. Defensively not quite so good though, of course, but it was a very rotated defence. Jordan Munson was in the team though, so that was a bit of an issue. And that was just because it clashed with a reserves game. It was really poor scheduling. So we're going to go with, I expect a win now. That might put pressure on a lot of the stuff I was talking about being underdogs, so it's not ideal. Obviously we're in Italy. Scottish teams don't tend to do great in Italy. We need to go out there and get a goal, I think. Defensively, we're not the best. We know that this season. I'm aware of that. And I feel when we go toe-to-toe with teams, we do better than when we try and retain them. I obviously need to get a defensive tactic sorted for next season. I'm aware of that for European football, and completely train it so the familiarity goes up. But right now, we need to work on this formation, I think, and just make it work for this season, and continue going toe-to-toe with teams, and hopefully just get the goals that we need to away from home and whatnot to make sure that we don't go out on a silly away goal situation or something. They do need to score 2 goals to do that. I think they're capable of that. They've got a very good team. So that's why I think we need to go there to come here and get a goal. As Mayer brings forward, doesn't find anyone, but Charles Elena finds Holzek. Oh, poor first touch from the Czech Republic international. Launch forward again, and this is the issue. They've got such pace and power up top. They were already scored 1. Unbelievable counter-attack that. Nobody attacked the long ball. Absolutely nobody. And it falls to Lewis Muriel. I feel like Jordan Munson could have tackled this. And that is a thunderous finish. McCrory doesn't have a lot of chance with that, to be fair. He's hit it early, he's hit it hard. I'm going to go to Edmundson now. Just click on him. Where are you? Mark tighter, mark specific player. Lewis Muriel, please. Because I do not want long balls like that to become an issue. He is quick enough, or he should be quick enough to keep up with Lewis Muriel. So hopefully, just going and marking him is going to make a bit of a difference. Nice and early. Young Coombs heads it down to Tavernier. Interesting ball across here, finds Nico, end of highlight. Bit of a pointless highlight, that one, but we do have another highlight here. Us on the ball again, Nico for Lovjo Mayer. Kent, there's that goal that we badly needed. No VAR issues right there. That is good. Mayer into Ryan Kent, and that means they need to score another 2 goals. That would still take them through on away goal, so another one would remove that threat. So I'm kind of hoping for that, to be honest, because going out on away goals is always brutal. Now, I won this competition in the beta in the first season. I obviously went out to Spurs last season in the playoffs. This season looks a lot harder. As I said earlier on in the episode, the last 16 or 32 or whatever it is, amount of teams left in this competition is utterly ridiculous. The quality of some of these teams that are around us are, late stage Champions League teams. As Holzek gets a break, there's that second goal. That is vital. Away goals are no longer a threat. But, even then, looking back, we got a lot of luck, and one of them was a 96-minute goal against Lazio, which took us through on away goals. So, away goals is huge. We need to remember that. So now that we've negated that in this game, that takes a bit of stress off us. They look like they're playing a very long ball game. Hopefully that tight marking on Muriel will help negate some of that long ball style, because George Edmundson should be quick enough. That's his one big strength. He's not the best defender, but he's very, very quick. So he suits our high line, if you like. As I said, there was some bids for him in January as Mariano gets a bit of a break there to score. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat going absolutely mental in the background. It just comes across, he slides and it's blocked well and it just bobbles around off a few people. I'm not convinced that was Mariano's goal, Maybe the last person that got a decent touch on it, to be fair. Corner kick to them. This is dangerous. Oh, it's another one. Sweat time again. Another missed interception apparently. Demand more. Oh, Tavernier, he just stands on the post and lets it go past him. That is horrific from James Tavernier. Mayer whips in Holzek. That's offside. This is set up to be a cracker of a game. Checking, review. It's going to be offside. It is indeed. I've never seen one of those VARs get, allowed. It's actually very clear as well. When you look at it, there's no debate from me on it. Holzek offside there. We're 3-2 down on the night. No away goals in play because we've got the 2 goals. Calvin Bassey and he loves Romer. Back to Calvin Bassey. Whips in. It's poor. Straight to the goalkeeper. Is he going along again? He is. Now this is where I want you to win this, Edmundson. Well done, pal. Young Coombs, Charles Elena, Mayer. In behind, but Holzek just getting his run blocked off there. Launched long again. Tavernier this time. Elena. Again, poor pass. Need to be doing better than that. And then they're going to go long again, I would imagine, here. Yep, they are. Towards Muriel. And he's got in behind George Edmondson this time. It's 4-2. They're level. Ugh. They got in behind. And it just came from serious a poor passing. And Edmondson, I said he's quick enough to keep up with Muriel. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not. Elena getting it away. Mayer brings it forward. Can he find the pass? Adam Holzick, another poor touch, another bit of bad luck. Mayer again, another block. And long to go again. Calvin Bassey. Robbie McCrory plays it back to Calvin Bassey. Two of the young lads in the team. Ampandu plays it across, finds Charles Elena. Switching and play quite nicely here. I do like this side to side like that. Slows down a bit now with Kent. Elena. Young Coombs. Oh. That could have gave us a big advantage there if Young Coombs could have found the back of the net. Mayer. Calvin Bassey. Lovro Mayer. Holzick. Oh, what a save. Mayer. Young Coombs can't get the header. Tavernier, you've got to get to that, pal. Stop jogging. We're a goal away. We're a goal away, I think. We do have the higher goals expectancy and we're 2 goals behind. So I'm going to go with not happy. Because I'm not. I don't think we're playing terrible. It's just that those long balls killing us. It's a decent ball in. Mariano flicking it over. Come on, guys. I don't even think we've got anyone on the bench to change things here, really. Mislav Orsic, he's been good. We'll put him on the left. We'll put Kent on the right, I think. I've not tried this setup before with Kent on the right, but something tells me that's the right thing to do in this game. Elena whips it over. Mislav Orsic. It's going to count. They need 2 goals once again to take us out because we now have the away goal advantage. Orsic has been on absolute fire for us of late, which is why I wanted him on that left hand side because that's what he seems to do all his business. He's so good off that left. I wasn't sure how Kent would do on the right, but Mislav Orsic scoring goals is what we needed right now. Another highlight is Bassey throws it in, tries to find Mayer, doesn't. Nico's going to be first to that, and he does run, which is good to see. Elena and Nico linking up well there. Tavernier gets into the box. He's got a bit of space. He's not found the corner. He'd gone near post and hits the side netting instead. Another throw in for us. Deep in their half. Mayer to Orsic. Poor. But Calvin Bassey with a good press. Good win. Orsic wins in. Mayer off the bar. Oh, if we get another one, they'll be in a world of trouble. We'll bring on Kamara for Nico, who's had an okay game, but not a great game. Kamara slightly more defensive of the two, whereas Nico's the better passer, if you like. Muriel, don't give away a silly penalty. Played across. Orsic wins it. Elena away. Mayer, he's got Holzick in front of him. He's got Kent at the far side. That is not a penalty. I'll be amazed if the VAR gives us a penalty for this. I'll be happy, but amazed. Penalty's given. I'm taking it. Because if we can score this, we are in great shape. It's Tavernier. It's in. 4-all on the night. 8-6 on aggregate. They need to score 3 goals to knock us out. This has been one hell of a game. One hell of a game. I feel like we deserve to be at least on par with them, to be fair. There's just been that little bit of crispness that's maybe been missing from our play that hasn't been there in the past. I am going to give Tony Weston his Europa League debut. So he'll come on for Ryan Kent. We'll stick Hall's account on the right hand side, which I have tested before. He done okay. Similar kind of deal when I done that. And see how he gets on. But it's going to be good for his development either way, playing at this level. Cleared away from Alejandro Gomez. McTominay. Setting back to Scott McTominay. Lortia. McTominay again. Mariano blocking away. Cleared away by Ampandu poorly. Tavernier with the block. Gomez goes round the lane at Patrick. Mariano 5-4 in the night. 8-7 on aggregate for one of the craziest games I've ever seen. It's Calvin Bassey who cleared it actually. It was a really poor clearance. Tav done well. Charo's laying a poor tackle. Good ball across. And from that moment it's game over. Disappointing. Defending. Is there a disposition of offside here? Oh, never offside. Never offside in a month for Sundays. I didn't even question there was an offside there because I didn't think there was one. But, another tactic. Now this would create squeaky bum if they score here. They're passing it around the back, which is interesting. Kamara intercepts. Mislav Orsic. Mayer. Holzik. It's just not falling for us the way it was falling for them. Long ball, it's over the top. Ampandu's missed it. Mariano. Oh my days. What has happened here? Team is knackered, that's what it is. Ampandu has to do better there. Has to do better. And Mariano just slots it under McCrory. How has this game got 10 goals in it? Oh no, not another highlight straight away. Not another highlight straight away. Tavernier into Holzik. I just wanted a boring 2 minutes. Oh no, now they've got the ball. No. No. Yes. Oh. Oh, Jesus Christ. That is the craziest game I think I've ever seen. I think that's actually beating the 6-all game we had on FM18 with Toulouse against Gigamp. That probably cost us the league title actually. That was absolutely crazy. XG of 3.05 and 2.31. Ugh. I can't believe that. That was absolute crazy. Not happy with the second leg, of course. We should never be conceding 6 goals against anyone. We go through on away goals, 8-all on aggregate. Who do we get in the next round? Do we have that draw yet? Negative, it's all the way down here. Date. I do not have a date for that draw. So we'll come back for that, guys, regardless of who we're playing. It'll obviously be a tough opponent, as I said. This Europa League looks absolutely insane. 6-4, man. 6-4. If you've enjoyed that, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.